This is K0TR. Please stand by while I set up the repeater for net mode.
PL off.
The Denver Radio Club net will begin at 8:30. This is K0TR. QSD from the Denver Radio Club. Welcome to the Denver Radio Club net, being held on repeater W0TX. This is a meeting held on air every Sunday evening at about 8:30 p.m. Good evening. My name is Jim. My call sign is Kilo 0, Tango Oscar Romeo. I'll be your net control station, transmitting from Littleton, Colorado. If there's any emergency or priority traffic during this net, say break at any pause, and the net will be suspended until the emergency or priority traffic is completed. This net is for Denver Radio Club members and all interested radio amateurs. We're here to share information concerning any ham-related activities. Regular meetings of the Denver Radio Club are held on the third Wednesday of every month at 7 p.m. And with the COVID-19 restrictions, we have virtual meetings, and we use Google Meets. And if you like to join that net, you can find the address to that site on our website at W0TX.org, or if you're on our mail list, you'll get an email that has that address on it as well. Our next meeting will be on April the 21st, and an Elmer session is held at 6 p.m. just prior to our monthly meeting. This session addresses any amateur radio questions that you might have. So whether you're new to amateur radio, interested in some new application of amateur radio, this is a session where you can get help. Also, every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m., except the third Wednesday when our monthly meeting is held, there's a learning net held on 145.490 megahertz and 448.625 megahertz. This is another area where you can find answers for your amateur radio-related questions. As a general interest club, we provide emergency communication for the Salvation Army, City of Wheat Ridge Police Department, City of Lakewood Police Department, West Metro Fire District, and St. Anthony's West Hospital. We're always looking for members who would like to participate in this support. Please contact our club president if you would like to help. Our current president is Jerry Vilhauer, W0GV, and Jerry's telephone number is 303-467-0223. The Denver Radio Club website address is www.W0TX.org. And again, Jerry's telephone number is 303-467-0223. The Denver Radio Club also participates in the ARRL Voluntary Examiner Program. Again, with the COVID-19 restrictions, it requires that we get a testing area with sufficient room so we can separate those taking tests, and so we don't hold our VE tests as often as normal. And we usually try to identify testing that's coming up on this net or on our website. So if you keep in touch with those, you should find information pertaining to those testing dates. If you have further questions, you can contact our VE team lead, Tom Koshalski, KC2CAG, and his number is 720-284-1911. This is the Denver Radio Club Net W0TX, and this is K0TR serving as net control. Are there any special announcements or bulletins for the net this evening? If so, please call now. Before regular check-ins, I'd like to welcome and invite any visiting radio amateurs to check into the Denver Radio Club net this evening. During this net, we disable the requirement for the 100 Hz PL repeater access tone, so you can use either 145.490 megahertz with a minus 600 kilohertz offset, or 448.625 megahertz with a minus 5 megahertz offset. Are there any visiting radio amateurs who would like to check into the Denver Radio Club net tonight? If so, please call now. Next, I'd like to welcome and invite any newly licensed or recently upgraded radio amateurs to check in. Please call now. I'll take regular check-ins in groups. Please let me know if you have traffic when you check in, and I'll get back to you. First, radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters A through E, Alpha through Echo. Please call now.
KC0EFN, Dave and Aurora, no traffic.
N0ETV, Lance, Aurora, no traffic. November 5, Charlie Mike Kilo, Greg in Denver, no traffic.
Kilo Foxtrot 0, Alpha Foxtrot Quebec, Troy in Denver.
Alpha Fox 0 Echo, Alex Brownfield.
Whiskey Delta 6, Delta Oscar Kilo, Rich in Arvada with traffic.
Kilo Charlie 0, Charlie Zulu, Bob Thornton.
Kilo
Alpha 5 Delta Kilo Sierra Ken in Arvada.
And Net Control, I'd like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-ins. KC0DSN Dave, N0ETV Lance, N5CMK Greg, KF0AFQ Troy, AF0E Alex, WD0DOK Rich with traffic, KC0CZ Bob, and KA5DKS Ken. Make one more call for radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters A through E, Alpha through Echo. Please call now.
L10 Delta Papa Romeo, following Aurora.
Correction.
Go ahead, correction.
Yeah, Jim, it's WD6, not 0.
All right, thanks, Rich. I'm sorry about that. And Net Control, I'd like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-in. K0DPR Paul. Move on down the alphabet, and radio amateurs whose call suffixes beginning with letters F through J, Foxtrot through Juliet. Please call now.
W0TV, Jerry. Excuse me, Westminster.
W0TX Repeater.
Kilo K6HJV, Tom, Arvada, no traffic.
November 1, Golf Uniform Mike, Peter in Southwest Denver. Alpha 0 Juliet Kilo, AA 0 JK, Fred in Arvada. Good evening, no traffic.
November 0 Golf Tango Golf Kurt in Denver. No traffic.
Net Control, I'd like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-ins. W0GV Jerry, K6HJV Tom, N1GUM. Sorry, I could not copy the name. Could you come back with the name, please?
The name is Peter.
Thank you, Peter. And next I had A0JK Fred and N0GTG Kurt. Make one more call for radio call sign suffixes, the letters F through J, Foxtrot through Juliet. Please call now. Move down the alphabet. Radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters K through O, Kilo through Oscar. Please call now.
Whiskey 0 Lima Foxtrot, Portland and Golden, no traffic, over.
Kilo Echo 0, Mike Golf Tango, Don and Aurora.
Kilo 0, Kilo Papa Sierra, K0 KPS, Kevin Lakewood, no traffic. Net Control, I'd like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-ins. WW0LF Orland, KE0MGT Don, KE0KPS Kevin, and I had a double. I got WG0N Dave, could not copy anything from the other station. Make one more call for radio amateurs. This call suffixes begin letters K through O, Kilo through Oscar. Please call now.
Kilo Juliet, 0 November, John Evergreen, no traffic.
And Net Control, I'd like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-in. KJ0N, John. Move on down the alphabet. And radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters P through T, Papa through Tango. Please call now.
Whiskey Bravo 2, Sierra Hotel Romeo, Stan in Denver, no traffic.
Kilo Echo 0, Romeo Victor Zulu, John Lakewood, no traffic.
November 0, Tango Romeo Papa, Jim in Lakewood. Good evening.
Kilo Bravo 9er, Quebec Delta Golf, KB9, QDG, Carl, Lakewood, no traffic.
And Net Control, I'd like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-ins. WB2 SHR Stan, KE0RVC John, N0TRP Jim, and KB9er QDG Carl. Make one more call for radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters P through T, Papa through Tango. Please call now. Move on down the alphabet. Radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters U through Z, uniform through Zulu. Please call now.
KF0UV, Marshall and Glendale.
Kilo 0, Yankee Echo Sierra, Ken in Broomfield.
Kilo Echo 0, Yankee Kilo Victor, Bill in Lakewood.
November 0, X-Ray, Romeo X-Ray, Mark in Arvada.
W0 CIV, Charles in Denver.
And at Control, I'd like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-ins. KF0UV Marshall, K0YES Ken, KE0YKV Bill, N0XRX Mark, and KA0KIV Charles. Make a second call for radio amateurs whose call suffixes beginning with the letters U through Z, uniform through Zulu. Please call now.
Kilo Echo 0, Victor Charlie Whiskey, John in Denver.
Kilo Alpha 0, Victor Bravo Alpha, Curtis in Lakewood, clear.
Kilo Bravo 0, uniform, call. Michael B.
W0TX repeater.
And at Control, I'd like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-ins. KE0VCW John, and KA0VBA Curtis, and KB0UIG Michael. Open up the entire alphabet. Radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters A through Z, Alpha through Zulu. Please call out.
KB0VQP Tim in Thornton, Kilo Bravo 0, Victor Quebec Papa, Tim in Thornton. No traffic.
Kilo 0, Lima Alpha India, K0 LAI, Larry in Lakewood.
Net Control would like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-ins. KB0VQP Tim, and K0LAI Larry. Be a chance for late check-ins a little later in the net, and at this time I'd like to turn that out over to our club president, Jerry Bellhauer, W0GB. Go ahead, Jerry, the net is yours.
Okay, Jim, well, thanks for doing that. Welcome, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well, staying safe and all that. I don't have much. It's been really, really quiet. So I really don't have anything to report. We'll have the next month's program out here shortly and let you know what that's going to be. But it's, like I say, been a real quiet time. This time of year, I guess not too bad. We're getting some snow over here in Westminster, and I'm sure everybody else probably is also. So hopefully this won't be, I don't think it'll be anything like the last one. I had about drifts 3 foot deep in my front yard, so, and I think about 15 inches is the best I could figure is about what we got on the last storm. So anyway, back to you, Jim, and nothing else here. W0GV.
All right, thanks, Jerry. That's good news. Things all quiet. Nothing's ailing, so that's good. WD6, DOK Rich, you had traffic. Go ahead with your traffic.
Yeah, thanks, Jim. I was wondering if anybody has by any chance worked USS Midway. I did, and sent off a QSL card per QRZ.com, and the post office returned it. I was wondering if anybody had a different address, WD6DOK.
WGV. Do you have their call letters? Did you try looking it up on QRZ?
Yeah, I looked it up on QRZ and sent it off to per the address on QRZ, and the post office returned it, said it was undeliverable. So I was just wondering if there was something else, and I double-checked it, and I've got what's correct on there. So, anyway.
Rich, something you might try and do, I don't know if it's possible, but I've been out and visited it, and I would suspect they might have a website. So you might check that and see whether or not they might list any kind of an address on their website.
Okay, I'll check that out. I don't know why I didn't think of it, but anyway, I just figured it was probably correct on QRZ, and but anyway. Okay, yeah, thanks, Jim.
JK.
Yes, Fred, go ahead.
AA0JK, was that in connection with the USS Midway Museum?
I don't know about that. It was on a particular day that they had, I can't even remember now what they did, what had happened. They had, it had to do with some island, as I remember, but that's all. And the station was on, and I happened to catch them, and that's it. And they just said QSL per QRZ, and I did, and again it came back.
Okay, was that address 910 North Harbor Drive, San Diego?
Yes, sir, that's it.
Okay, well, that confirms what ARRL has here for their California address. Okay, looks like it should have gone through. AA0JK.
WGV.
Go ahead, Jerry.
Yeah, is the call KG6Z Tango Sugar?
No, it's November India 6 India Whiskey.
Okay, well, there must be I'm looking at the USS Midway CV41 Amateur Radio Club, and they show an address of 4010 Caminito Melilado, San Diego, in care of Stephen Carlin. So you might look that up under the licenses. That's all I can tell you. WGV.
Okay, thank you very much, Jerry. I'll do that. That's probably what the rub is for some reason. But, okay, thank you. WD6DOK.
Okay, and looking a little further here, it looks like that's expired, so don't do that. WGV clear.
Okay, thank you.
All right, good luck with that, Rich. Sounds like a challenge. I don't see anyone else that indicated they had traffic when they checked in. This is the Denver Radio Club Net, W0TX, and this is K0TR Net Control Station. Does anyone have any other comments, information, or business for the net? If so, please call now. All right, do we have any late check-ins? Please call now. All right, I'll now review the next weekend's contests and upcoming hamfests. I don't have any hamfests on the calendar, so we'll go through with the next weekend's contest. And let's see, I got the FOC QSO party That begins on March the 27th at 0 hour Zulu, goes through March 27th until 23:59 hours Zulu. That's on 160 through 2 meters, and that's the CW contest. And I have the CQ Worldwide WPX contest, SSB, that begins on March 27th at 0 hour Zulu, goes through March 26th until 23:59 hours Zulu. That is on 160 through 10 meters, and that is a phone contest. And a couple of reminders, the High Noon Net, they meet daily at 12 noon with early check-ins beginning at 11:30. They meet on a frequency of 7.240 megahertz, which is on 40-meter band. And the Salvation Army Saturnet, they meet at 1500 hours Zulu. That's 9 a.m. Mountain Daylight Time. And they meet Monday through Saturday on a frequency of 14.265 megahertz, which is on the 20-meter band. The Denver Radio Club maintains the found repeaters used by all radio amateurs. The 147.330 megahertz with a positive offset, 145.490 megahertz with a negative offset, 224.380 megahertz with a negative offset, 449.350 megahertz with a negative offset, 448.625 megahertz with a negative offset, 447.825 megahertz with a negative offset. Our digital turbo repeater operating on Brandmeister on 446.7875 megahertz with a negative offset, and our C4 FM digital repeater on 449.775 megahertz with a negative offset. The 447.825 megahertz repeater is configured for narrowband FM, and that requires a digital coded squelch of 073. There are 2 repeaters on 147.330 megahertz. The repeater in Lakewood requires a 100 hertz PL tone, and the second repeater located east near Franktown requires a 131.8 hertz PL tone. We have a second repeater on the same frequency out east to improve coverage along the Front Range and into the canyons. However, having 2 repeaters on the same frequency that have different frequency propagations, we ask that you monitor the frequency to assure neither is used prior to making your call. A 449.350 megahertz repeater provides wide area coverage, and this repeater hosts our Echolink station, W0TX node number 4140. And the 448.625 megahertz repeater is linked with a 145.490 megahertz repeater. The repeater on 449.775 is now a C4 FM digital only repeater, and each repeater requires a 100 hertz PL tone for activation, except as noted, and each uses standard offsets. And for packet, we have the 145.050 megahertz gateway on 2 meters that is interconnected with the 14.105 megahertz gateway on 20 meters for packet QSO. And we have a 6-meter repeater on 53.09 megahertz with an input on 52.09 megahertz with a required 107.2 hertz PL tone. Your support of the Denver Radio Club is greatly appreciated. If you'd like to participate in any of the many club activities, please contact our club president, Jerry Vilhauer, W0GV. I would like to thank everyone for checking into the Denver Radio Club Net tonight. Your support is greatly appreciated. I hope you all have a great week. 7-3. Tonight we had 34 check-ins, and the Denver Radio Club W0TX Net is now closed at 9:03, and repeaters available for regular use. This is K0TR Net Control Station. And please stand by a moment while I return the PL tone to the repeater.
PL on.
And this is K0TR. I am clear and good evening.
WW0LF, this is Whiskey Delta 6 Delta Oscar Kilo. You around, Orla?
up. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. I was wondering if you received an email from me.
Yes, I did, and I'm gathering the parts.